ruining the lives of both the BetBoom supports. So now having some sort of protection to help one another and potentially turn things around after he overextends, it's going to make a world of difference in the team fights.
There you go. They might just be able to kill him here. Lift and the spin, it should be enough.
Certainly, we'll see if K1 gets it for himself. Oh, he will indeed. First blood here for the carry.
Stinger tried for the last hit, I saw it. Nice play from them there. The charge and lift being scaled up right away. We've been seeing this more and more from the Rubiks, in particular, I think it's Tanya, the 5-position Rubik. And that can definitely impact it. This might just be like a full level, or full like half a level in advantage over the Ursa because of it. Yeah, let's see how it goes. And yeah, let's see what creep Unnoticed is able to find. We see the setup for the ward as well already placed. If we look at the ward that they place inside the enemy jungle on the side of BetBoom, they'll be able to see what creep spawns. So he'll be able to go check out what neutral he desires.
And what's he looking for at the top of this list with the mana creep? Or?
In that lane, probably. Sometimes it's the ogre creep because you're really good versus like a lot of physical damage, but he's playing versus jobs, so I think just mana creep is best.
Let's see how well K1's able to farm. We saw last game on the Wraith King, completely took over. Not a lot that BetBoom could do to slow him down after a certain point. This time at least they still have the power of the Doom. Top lane for K1. He's going to be able to have another kill potentially. Okay, backs off. Doesn't want to die for it.
It's a lot of damage. You can't ever write off Scorcher early game.
If he gets any closer, takes the tower hit. Maybe he gets the kill, but he's absolutely losing his life for it. And that's certainly not a sort of trade that he wants to sign up for.
Hey, opted to go for boots early. Once he got the first blood, he went for those just to be able to go for the kills. But it doesn't mean that he's going to be a little bit weaker in like the stats in this play.
Which they're trying to do his best to get the sticky napalm on the two of them.
Sinego's kind of being a boss down here. Had 5 sets of tangos, has already gone through 4 of them, and using a lot of mana, also just shielding himself. So he is removing the pressure off of the Hawk pretty nicely down here, and preventing Whisper from getting much lasted at all.
Dak's going to be very, very happy with this. Each and every time, full focus over towards that Abaddon, rather than towards being able to slow down this Ursa.
He's soaking so much for the Hawk down here. Hasn't had to shield the Ursa once, as far as I've seen.
And as for the mid matchup, what do you sort of expect out of this one? We're going to see Chris have another good start.
Yep, Laurel with his own farm. Maybe with the rotation they can set up onto a kill, but I think Chris should be just fine. Even as attack now to start farming. Done. So yeah, it should be a really good game for Chris again. Just has to watch out for the soulbind in later instances and like small silences, but from what we saw in the last game, he was perfect with his jumps. 1 or 2 deaths, and then he caught the groove of jumping into the back line every time.
Is there sort of a point in this bottom lane where it gets a lot harder for Snako to withstand the damage from the two of them and holding them back, or is Abaddon always going to have this strength against the Spirit Breaker back?
It kind of looks like he is going to start having enough strength. I guess it's RNG based a little bit too. How many bashes is Gojira going to get on him for them to perhaps turn for a kill? But yeah, so far it's looking really damn good. They do get 1 bash, actually charge this time around.
But they really do have to be careful. I mean, as we're saying, if Snako ever gets sort of the stacks up on the curse, suddenly the Hack's going to have that opportunity to jump over and maybe get a kill out of this lane. We'll try for it now on towards Gojira. Hack the silence, but the Hack, as soon as Whisper begins the firefly, he backs off. If we can get Snako to good dash, charges back up as well. He's only got a large shield here to try and protect himself, Snako. Gojira has to back off. See the Hack jump in, holding back Whisper this time from Snako.
Oh, the firefly ended. He's got a TP out. And look at this, like, Chris is considering coming down here.
He was starting to head down.
The level 5 Storm Spirit gank, something I don't think you've ever seen.
He'll decide to stick around the mid lane.
This is a really fun bottom lane to watch, so it's a lot of push and pull between both of them. They're both playing the limits perfectly.
Yeah, either side can lose heroes here.
Yeah.
Once again, it's getting close to the point where Snako will be happy to dive and maybe rely on the top of the shield to get these kills, especially if Gojira stays as low as he is here. You can try for him. It's still hard. They know that Snako's got that stick. Built up, many charges to play with.
It's hard for them to ever commit it. If they commit the kill onto Snake, they'll probably both die to the Hawk, so it's
มีนักแบ่งภารกิจนะ
a bit of a difficult one for them there. But either way, they are still keeping up 16-3 on the Bat Rider, 22 and 2 on the Ursa. Not too bad.
Yeah, we're basically seeing in the mid, Chris just able to utilize the small camp much better than Lars been able to do so. 34 CS against the 21, he's getting quite the lead.
I feel like every time I watch the mid lane lately, it's just easier for the dire mid laners to stack in small camp and utilize it as this. You have to like walk a lot differently, it feels like, on Radiant to be able to do it. If you don't have this clear vision when you're going toward the rune, it's easy. Whisper.
Good charge from Gajiro, will catch on to the two of them. Again is enough. Whispers continuing to dance around the edge of the fight. The stacks build up onto Dahak. Gajiro trying to push Seneko away. Seneko actually might be...
He's Firefly.
Trying to go for Whisper indeed. He's got a shield to play with aggressively.
Whisper does have boots though, so should be able to keep his distance. Seneko, he can just fight 2v1, continue to let Dahak free farm.
Again, this Abaddon has been a perfect pick for BetBoom in the lane already.
He might even just kill me. He didn't stick. He didn't pop stick.
I mean, Whisper's going to go down as well. I mean, honestly, this is really, it's all down to Seneko on the support Abaddon. He's destroying everything that Beast Coast want to get done on this bottom. Now, Chris is going to get run down by Lyle. He's out of mana. No chance to zip.
And Stinger, he might also just die walking into the Grimstroke. Laurel's here.
I don't know. He's going to have the telekinesis to lift and throw back to Leshrac, but he's still dead for sure. Force Major takes him out. 3 kills back to back there across the map for BetBoom.
Now onto the tower, level 4 Edict.
It's going down.
There's no blip. It's better. They used the blip for a creep wave earlier, I think, just to try to pressure one of the lanes. I think it was top.
A very painful series of events there for Beast Coast.
That was quite a sequence.
BetBoom striking hard and sort of the same pace that we had shown from them in that first game of the series.
Seneko really bossing this early game though. The Orb of Venom purchase, it's a very common one that people do go on the Abaddon in most situations, but the way that he was able to just literally zone off both heroes for the Hawk at the start is pretty remarkable.
So any other hero, and you're not seeing an Ursa get anywhere close to as good of a lane as Dahak's been able to against the Spirit Breaker. Right.
He's already fixed.
It's very, almost impossible for them to go from now. It's close to the point where Seneko can be ready to help out other lanes if necessary, and Dahak should be fine solo.
Mid tower taken. Laurel now can work on his stacks, and he can start making rotations himself. Top, I believe they have level 6 on notice. A lot of times you do see the Doom skip the Doom, but I think maybe in this situation he could take it if Laurel's making a move up there to gank this Jug. They could perhaps actually kill K1. And yeah, Laurel's thinking about it. There's no lane ward either.
And there might be a chance for him to catch them by surprise.
It's a big move from BetBoom. Already 2k gold advantage off just the laning phase where they've set it all up. It feels like they have to pair their supports pretty soon to be able to match this aggression.
Sting up. Tries to head down the river, but Lyle and Force Major there waiting for him because you're not able to connect in time with the charge. BetBoom take another life.
I really think they have to play together. I don't think the Spirit Breaker and Rubik can now do these. Like, we're going to check this different runes together. I think they have to be playing kind of a sprayer. They're going to die in every situation. There's a reason you don't see these picked too often. They can start to fall really far behind, and it's already starting to happen. 1k net worth on both of them. Really low level. And it's really hard for them to commit it to any of these heroes, too. Spirit Breaker in particular, if he just goes on any of the cores, he'd likely just die to either Scorched Earth, Edict, or he just gets hit by the Ursa. Any of the 3 lanes is a problem by himself.
Following though, go for the killer with the lasso. Lift up, throwing back into the Firefly. The one charge, he's going to have the shield again in a second as well. Even turns to offer it up towards his Ursa to keep Dahak safe. Booming, he has no protection for himself. As he goes down, Dahak trying to stand his ground. He's got backup coming in, Force Majors around. East Coast, they know this. They're holding back from committing further onto the bear, especially when they know that Dahak's got the ult ready. It will just be Seneko going down.
Dire are scanning.
East Coast finding a little bit of something, but as we say, it's going to be a tough hero to kill these heroes, considering the supports that Beast Coast have to work with.
And it's not easy this game at all for Beast Coast to hit towers. So they have to, like I was saying, they have to kind of play together as 3 for most of this just to counteract ganks and potentially turn it into a tower, because it's just easier for BetBoom. This will be a good gank.
TP backup coming in.
Maybe not.
Chris has got to back away. He doesn't want to zip in under the tower. It's too long man to play around with that with the bear around. Very well to have lost his life. So not able to get the kill on the support. Space is made here for Lal to push him top with the diabolic edict. BetBoom continuing this early game aggression. The Beast Coast are yet to be able to slow down.
Not easy for them to slow down pushes by any means either. The Rubik is their best deep push in the game, and he is a 5-position Rubik, so can't actually set up for that deep push quite easily. So top tower, they have to send Whisper to attack to hold this, but Whisper might just die here.
Yeah, how much can he do here?
Creep back row, but tower will just drop the edict.
It's going to die way too quickly to the push of BetBoom.
Bringing more.
Coming in.
Okay.
They really want to try and do something with the charging over towards Lal. Gajira trying to start things up with it in with the Inkswell. They're starting catching the Spirit Breaker. Gajira will go down. As Beast Coast, they've got to keep their distance. It's not an easy defense to pull together. Stinger's going to come in from the side. They jump over the Omni stack. They pull Force Major down low. Smile comes in to look to finish off for the shield there for Snake. It doesn't matter. They still lose the Grimstroke. See if they can get more. Chris on the mana. Look towards Snake. Snake charges there. Snake able to get another shield off. He'll continue to walk away from this fight. Whisper through the trees to look towards him, but he won't find him. Snake will get back to the safety of his tower. It's been a 1-for-1, and it's a bit of a distraction because Dahak, he's moved into the pit. He's already got enough stats built up, surely. He needs one more round of the Fury spikes. Do it before they're getting close. They can get closer and closer, but he's fine. He's got it. So that whole move there, they get the tower. In terms of deaths, it's just a support for support. Dahak's able to get that Roshan, get that Aegis. Things continue to look on the up here for BetBoom.
They forced 5 heroes top. That was literally all 5 heroes for Beast Coast to attempt for this defense, and they still lose the tower and unable to get any really big kills. So big moves. You can see what happened for BetBoom in this early game.
Yeah, 3k lead, and it's only going to grow, of course, with a good time that the Midas were picked up on notice. And of course, we saw there as well. It's hard for K1 to really turn up early in the fight. He's got the Maelstrom done now, but with that Omni Slash alone, especially with the amount of creeps who are pushing in, just meant that K1 didn't get the chance to get a lot of damage done with his ultimate.
Their damage is very lackluster this round. Because of the Spirit Breaker Rubik supports in particular, it's going to take a lot more time for the Jug and the Bat Rider to feel capable to just run into this and Whisper.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Be okay. We'll be able to going for early game items. I see he's queued up the drums. So I think that just means he wants to fight around his team while Hector farms, and they're going to be looking to play as this Teleman unit, which does make sense. But already falling basically behind, 4k lead.
No surprise there, but the early towers that Lar's really taking an insane amount of building damage being done by this Leshrac with the diabolic edict.
That's why they draft like this, right? They do this almost every single one of their games. They have some type of easy way to push towers down, be it the Nature's Prophet, the Visage, or this Leshrac that they've played so many times. He almost has Yules too, so this is going to be a really big pickup. If you looked at their draft, they kind of were lacking initial setup for some of the stuns, perhaps on the Storm, and also to stop the Spirit Breaker. This could be huge. He's already got it done. So Yules this game is going to allow him to set up for ganks and also just stop ganks from coming onto him. He's going to Bat jumping in or Spirit Breaker charging in or Storm. He could turn the tide of the fight just with the Yules into a stun. I do like that he went for it this time.
Beast Coast, their eyes are making a move on the bottom two. They'll go for Snake. He'll building for time. He's got the ult ready. He'll get a shield off onto Lal, and now the damage not quite there ready from Beast Coast to be able to finish off either of the two of them, even take away that Aegis from Lal. There are 3 heroes here, they couldn't commit.
And Dahak is now ready to play. He's ready to get involved in every fight. He has defusal done on this Ursa.
Yeah, these fights are going to be so hard for Beast Coast at this point of the game. See if they can still look for a chance. That's the setup. He's done. He'll come in. We'll see Chris jump towards Lal. He has to zip away. Stinger getting burnt down by the AoE from the Leshrac. Whisper to fall. As Beast Coast, they can't get any kills in return. They can't knock at any of these moments where Snake goes at the stage side of any of these cores. And we'll lose a courier, so Gajira able to find something. And BetBoom, they'll look to try and make it pay for it. They won't be able to catch him. He's out with the charge.
Notice tries to set up with the War Stomp, but again, unable to versus that. Nice stolen shield, actually from Stinger there. Almost saves Whisper, but not quite enough.
They should be on the verge of losing another tower here.
Look at the Hawk. He's not playing the farm style. He's playing the aggression, look to kill style. K1, you know, K1's playing the farm. He'll show up whenever he has Omni Slash if it looks like he's going to get some kills. And we've even seen this man Omni Slash Ancients in the past. He's all about the farm.
Let's see if they can take down the two.
The
double doom comes in. They've got to try and run. There's very little escape for these two. They'll close in. They're slammed down from notice. Do they get themselves on top of Chris? Chris cannot escape. escape from this. He'll look towards the neutrals. It doesn't matter. Notice still gets the kill, takes him out. And they just can't catch a break here, Beast Coast. Maybe it was the mid. Gujira does have a charge at the ready, so he'll get out. But losing the Storm, Chris having a much tougher game than he did last time.
Got a lift, but he's looking pretty dead.
He's got no way out.
Radiant are scattered.
Oh,
He's actually scared to keep going.
Yeah.
Like the tower there.
Tier 1 tower is still up. Attack. Not wanting to go too crazy here because he's not the one with the Aegis, so can't risk his life close to the tower. He'll hold back, and then there's Rubik. He doesn't need to take that sort of risk for that level of kill.
Notice. He's got backup coming.
Going for the Lancer here, Whisper, but he's going to need to get caught in the stun. Does get the kill done.
Worth it for him.
He's going to be able to pick him up in return. Tag turns up.
Even if he dies, it's well worth it. It's such a farm doom. It's right. Top net worth. Get him off the map. Make space for K1. That's the name of the game. Always for Beast Coast.
Of course, whilst we did see what was game one, whilst they still lost their Beast Coast were able to swing around against a big lead that BetBoom built up early. So there's every reason to believe there's a chance that Beast Coast with one solid fight could shake away BetBoom's advantage.
Yeah, they've gone for a bit of a greedier style going for this Jug. Yep. In K1, playing for the straight farm. Yasha in Maelstrom, 2 farming items. Still a chance, but the thing is that BetBoom, they're getting so much gold out of the map because of this Doom, right? The Midas with that Devoured as well. He almost has BKB, so they're going to have a pretty fast timing. It might be difficult for Beast Coast to fight back into all this, just at such a net worth deficit. And they are losing so much map control too because of these towers, right? Beast Coast can't hit towers. BetBoom, they've already dictated pace with towers. Now they can keep playing aggressive and building that gold lead.
Yeah, the heroes like Chris on his team has to play so careful. Getting caught by the soul vines, the dooms. It's very easy for BetBoom to find those opportunities. Top lane. Quick catch onto Gujira. We'll see Whisper try and save him, knocking back Lar with a flame break, but it doesn't matter. It still goes down. 10-4.
Yeah, this Jules is going to cause massive problems. It's just so easy for him to set up on anybody around the map until those BKBs are coming out. And now potentially looking at the top tower. They have a siege wave coming in too, so yeah, definitely a possibility that they go for this one. As we mentioned, pretty much no D push on the side of Beast Coast.
Whisper is going to show himself around the tower. Further TPs to come in. They do want to try and hold this.
They're going to look for a fight. First thing to find. He gets a really good steal, the shield.
Trying to sort of get Seneko back in a position where they can go on him, but not able to drag him deep enough. Even with the charge, they hold back on it. They know that Seneko in his borrowed time is too pesky of a target to initiate.
BetBoom's still thinking about going in. They have the double doom. The Hawk has the link.
They're in on the smile, but he's out before the ink swell pops.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Distance.
attack.
From the high ground, looking for the opportunity to break the smoke, hit the ultimate in. Yeah, East Coast are going to be very aware that they're up here on this high ground. They're going to keep to the distance between themselves and those stairs, make sure there's no chance for BetBoom to jump.
And in the meanwhile, K1 just continuing to farm quietly, all the space in the world, sends a healing ward to scout and maybe join his teammates. Bit of a cool one.
It's getting to the point where he can, and at least having the Manta done, relying on that to sort of play around some of the jumps that have to have. Yeah, not quite able to find the initiation onto a core. He'll settle for Stinger instead. Whisper was able to make it out of there in time.
Top rune though. Steal away a regen during all of it. Yeah, they need to keep the Yule setting up for these kills. Makes it a lot easier for BetBoom to go for these just pickoffs instead of committing it to a straight fight. Back directly to top. They're trying to get some tower pressure. They know Glyph is down this time. And Gojira does show himself on the wave. He is very dead. Interesting skill build too from Gojira. 0 in the bulldoze. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it still would have messed with like the Yule's timing. Just having that little resistance against the stun could give him chances to escape.
Whisper, he's been found. Got warded. I mean, they placed a new one up there. I think it got dewarded earlier or timed out, but yeah, continuing to play around their vision, continuing to play very aggressive, knowing that Beast Coast just has no way to enter the fight, no way to initiate themselves. Chris, as we've seen, he was waiting until he has BKB, and despite that, they had no way to jump in fights. They had a Bat Rider with drums, so it's very easy for BetBoom to read where the plays are coming from and be prepared for them.
They're gonna maybe see if they can get noticed, but he has BKB.
He is tanky. They need the Omni Slash as the charge.
They kind of need to catch him before the BKB goes off. He's leading the Omni Slash.
Oh, it gets the creep.
The neutrals. BKB is up. Doesn't matter. They still got the damage. The controls there for Gujira. The ultimate, they get in, they take down most. They can get The question is if they can get out. Or the question is also if they want to get out. They're going to try and take this fight by the looks of it, because Jira, controlled by the silence, he'll fall. The rest of East Coast, they will take that moment to escape. So they get in, they'll get a trade out of this one, and again, a good trade for them, considering the sort of the deficit they're playing at right now.
It was a good retreat. Yep. BetBoom actually overcommitted the defensive. They bring all heroes to try to fight back, thinking that East Coast is probably going to fight them, but good escape. East Coast, good assassination. And that's why. It still is an expensive one, though. They have to commit a lot to get that kill, and the positioning of it isn't really the best either. It's a kill in a random area. It doesn't lead to anything. Ox is charged. He's invisible. Might not be aware that they know exactly where he is. And again, Taneko does this every game. A gem picked up from him again. 20 minutes. As soon as he gets some gold after buying one of his items, does get that gem picked up.
Let's see what they can do around the mid. The Hack's got his eyes on the two of them. He knows exactly what they're setting up for. And the X-Well will go for Gajira. Gajira tries to charge to hold him back. The Sun's still in range. The death here on the Spirit Breaker. Boom. With that, they're opening up the opportunities to head towards that Roshan. It's going to be just less than 30 seconds. So they can continue control of the game and make sure that that Roshan attempt should be fairly easy for them. They're going to look to try and go for a kill first to make sure that the map is in a very, very good spot.
They're even hanging on to Soulbind in most situations, just waiting for the Doom to come back. Because that last one, they could have maybe gotten a catch, because they had the vision with the Ursa there and then the Storm, but settling for the easier kill, saving those two ults for the next fight. Taneko with his gem, scouting out the area. No vision on the map now for Beast Coast because of this.
High ground in the two. They're going to get both. Who's on the double doom? It's there. And it's the big one as well, getting K1. He's been top farm pretty much most of the game, but BetBoom taking him out of the map there, as Beast Coast were not prepared for those two to be up there on the high ground in that position.
And now Roche is up too, so they're going to be into the Roche pit easily. Huge moves.
17-5, 4K lead for BetBoom. Absolutely on a similar trajectory to what they were at the same point in the first game of this series. As I said, we did still see a moment where Beast Coast were able to turn it around momentarily. See if they're able to find the strength and ability to do that again here in this all-important game 3.
They are really starting to fall behind, though. Chris, his farm is okay, but Whisper is completely stagnated on this Batrider.
They're trying their best to mess with the Roshan. Might get the charge in. What they can do about Gajira, it's still coming out the side as well. Committing with the BKB off the side, they'll lose the Spirit Ring. Gajira goes down, he has got the buyback. Whisper trying to keep Vigil. Chris in with a big zip. The Roshan not quite low enough to get the Vigil. Steal the turn for Lava, bring out the Leshrac. The Hack will continue to beat into the Roshan. Looking to take out the particular last of there. Knocking down the Ursa. Incredibly low. They still get it on BetBoom. Aegis into the hands of the Ursa. Beast Coast, and at least getting some kills from this though, will immediately remove that Aegis from the Hack. Charge over now towards Taneko. He's got another shield to protect himself, but Kashira is staying on top of him. The speed of the peephole though will save Taneko. Taneko's out of there. Force Major, can he escape this as well? Because of the like it. So Beast Coast, they might not get there in time to get the Roche for the Aegis themselves, but they certainly make BetBoom pay for it. They immediately take the Aegis out of the hands of the Ursa and do a bit 2 kills on top of it as well. One of them being Love.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And K1 comes back, gets a little cleanup kill for himself, doesn't get the last hit, but immediately when he respawned back, BetBoom was immediately running away, did not want to take the fight into that. That was the BKB reveal from the Lash, and he dies during it, so that's pretty significant.
We'll see it here again.
It's around. They're so persistent of fighting around it too. It looked a bit scary with the way that it all initially kicked off with Gojira dying, but Garo tanked the Roche a lot too. It kept getting hit from it, and he's carrying Nethers also. Heavy physical damage.
Great zip from Chris coming in just at the time that Lalo's BKB came to an end. No further way to protect him. And with the lasso really putting everything into trying to stop the Hack and getting that last hit and getting the pickup, but still does.
How many dukes did Stinger get off of that fight too? Is this Rubik? I think what, 5 Fade Bolts, I believe, so that'll be another thing they have to be a little careful of how they group up. Yeah, at least 5 Fade Bolts.
Gold lead, of course, still growing for BetBoom, but certainly could have been a whole lot worse for Beast Coast if they hadn't forced that fight around the Roshan. Making sure that BetBoom is still in a situation where they don't have an Aegis on any of their cores, so may buy further time for K1 to continue to build his farm up.
Who took the shard too? It's just the Ursa, right? They give it to Hawk, yeah.
Double damage!
Did he commit for Scotty? Okay, he did. Committed for Scotty on K1 too. I was thinking maybe he does go for like the Lincolns a little earlier just because of that double Doom situation, but
scanning. Radiant's middle tower is under
still
attack.
very strong. Top of the net worth.
Dire's top tower
On Hector.
is under attack.
Both teams will start for the tier 2. Aiming for the tier 2s. BetBoom should guarantee this top one. Fortification comes out. Beast Coast probably not going to look to head up here. They'll just look to try and take a couple of towers and return themselves. They've still got a tier 1 they need to push in the mid lane. The charge coming in. Tower's already gone, and Gujira doesn't want to get involved in this one. They'll let it fall.
But now they'll reset the left mid, so they walk to the bottom. Now mid to Doom.
They get the jump. They're in with the Doom. They're in on top of K1. Notice they're able to get that jump off. And now there's no escape here for the Jug. Sting out as well. Also to be taken out. They've got the tower, but not able to back off in time there. As BetBoom swing across. East Coast, they weren't quite prepared.
Even though he gets a stolen Doom, but it doesn't matter. They keep getting the jump onto K1. This is a big problem. The top net worth hero dying back to back.
Some fantastic jumps from Notice. Always been sort of him plus support plus Force Major being in the right position to punish these cores of Beast Coast when they go out looking for these moves. K1 in particular, he's been caught by the jump of the Doom twice now. Crucial moment. Well, he's still out with the zip though. Yeah, it was a bit of a scare there for Chris, but he'll live.
BetBoom is so aggressive. They know how aggressive they can play on the map in this game. Pretty much everybody's showing on the lanes on Beast Coast, so they can just jump anybody they see in these situations. And yeah, a couple times now it has been K1, and now he no longer has that top net worth. Notice gets the stun.
Very nice little boost on there. Maybe no chance of the setup. I mean, even if Gujira did catch that, probably weren't going to be able to threaten him. It's big heavy backup. Looking for the Shadow Blade next to make sure he has even more chances of being able to sneak up as this Doom and get that jump off without East Coast being ready. There it is, Shadow Blade complete.
They want him.
Oh, they're in top. Flamethrow's off in top. Turn for top. Abaddon protecting him, but now Leshrac comes in, dragging him. He wants the tower, and he goes to the Omni stack. The beacon is popped by Lal. It's good damage this time from K1, but not quite enough. They're getting to about half HP here on the cores. Beast Coast hasn't got any further cash charge over towards Seneko. He hasn't got the borrowed time. It's really gone off this fight, so he could be rather vulnerable. No distance to Force Major watching on the side. He's still very tanky though, but the Essence Spring Pop is taking a lot from Beast Coast to bring him down. They're charging. Gujira couldn't finish off this Abaddon. Seneko still like finally falls. With the breakthrough. Notice though he's in on the back, stopping enough to Stinger and Whisper. Beast Coast, they're still pushing forward though. A second kill set up for K1 as Force Major, no escape for him either. Beast Coast swinging back into the fight that he needs. The stand up charge across the body, making sure he's immediately locked down. He comes out of the Eels. Beast Coast hit back hard in K1. Getting some revenge for those last two times he gets picked off. He's the one this time getting the kill. A triple kill for him on the Jug.
It looked scary for a second because they lassoed the Ursa when he saw it in range, but the persistence of them to chase them on, they're like, Doom is down. We're going in.
Absolutely.
They just jump all the way forward and now finally get themselves some momentum back into this game.
And they were not holding back at all, pretty much chasing BetBoom from there to Beast Coast tier 2 all the way over to BetBoom's tier 2, and with the creep wave as well. So they'll go straight up to the high ground. No buyback available on the Doom here for Notice. Because with 20 seconds left of the house buyback, he's probably not going to want to use it. Beast Coast, they might be the team to start threatening the Rats first in this game.
And look at this, Stinger, maybe the first purchase ever of Rubik with a Wraith back. So now they have their own auras being built in and wasted to negate some of that damage.
A hold back for now. They won't try for more. They're going to respect the fact that BetBoom will have the team back up. They know that BetBoom's still strong, but that difference certainly isn't what it was. So down now to just a 1k net worth lead for BetBoom.
BetBoom's going to look to strike back now, though. They have their Doom available. I think they're going to be a bit more careful how they split up. They have to give respect to this Beast Coast lineup.
I mean, Beast Coast know as well. They actually smoke here to get that extra boost of speed to keep their distance, make sure that BetBoom can't catch them as they chase them across the map.
Maybe finished for Whisper. Now he's got an easier way to be able to just commit into fights. Just BKB runs in, he can lasso any target. He doesn't have to worry about anything except for that leash. They did get the gem, and they did get the gem, of course, during that last fight too, taking it away from Seneko. So yeah, huge swing in momentum. And they're going to take out all those wards that have been tripping them up a lot, honestly. BetBoom's been playing kind of all three of their games around Vision. So that gem, yeah, is going to prove to be very problematic, because now East Coast feeling confident themselves. I think it's
I
done
think
start.
Middle barracks are under
If they're
attack.
getting close after having the Lincolns too, it's going to start getting more and more difficult for this Doom to get the setup. Does he have a break? He didn't go for any type of Lincoln's breaker this time either. He went for the Shadow Blade, so no Force Staff, no Halberd for him. So it's going to be tough for him to break through those to get the Doom now.
Absolutely, and pretty much that's been the only time they've been able to kill K1 this game. It's been the 2 Dooms. So without that sort of opportunity to start the fight on the Jug, they might really struggle to stop K1 from being able to fight back in these team fights. He's so incredibly strong. 3k ahead of a Doom that had like a 10-minute Midas. So this Jug is massive.
Crazy how he does it.
Jug has
K1. Looking to get up.
The Manta here. K1 ready with the reactions. They'll back off. Wait out the BKB for notice. Maybe attempt to get back in off the end of it there. Gujira was thinking about going for it. They'll hold back. Now let's try and get their creep waves in a better position as mid and top is pushing back out against them.
That was the window to get the Doom onto him, though. He was quick with his fingers with the Manta. Now he has Lincolns. Now they have both of them ready. So it's a lot harder. They're still going to smoke up and look for it, though. BetBoom knows that they can't just play this as the farm game versus this Jug, who just continues to get mad. They have to use these cooldowns.
There sort of has to be someone else going in at the same time as notice. You know, you look towards the hack for maybe getting that jump off at the same time with the diffusal and the Abyssal just breaking through that Lincoln, giving the opportunity for notice to pull up with Doom.
I didn't notice that he went for the full Abyssal instead of going for BKB or anything. Okay, that's interesting.
I mean, it's going to be excellent at helping him sort of kill the storm, or just having one of those extra point target abilities to deal with the Lincolns.
It's a double. They can also double Abyssal in some situations. It can't be just as good as a double.
Fight time with the Yulk. Giro still falls off the back line. Chris goes straight towards Fort Major. At the side of it, K1, he's got the Omnislash good to go. Will be getting between the two of them. Actually, splits from Notice. The Notice ends up taking the full damage here for the remainder of the Omnislash. It's 2 dead on BetBoom. They've got to run. They're not going to get the opportunities. And Nako taken out as well.
And look at the hug.
To the side, they've got their eyes on the earth. The Rhinos are coming up. Triple buybacks here. And they'll desperately look to get over the wall to sustain the hug. But they can't do so. Carl also lifted up. Needs to help him from his support. BetBoom, he may lose more here as East Coast. They've still got down ahead of players. Chris zips in quick jump forward. It's a 3-man start. BetBoom then trying to turn this around. Triple kill for K1. He's not done yet. Over the wall to Doom. Oh, kill. Carl, he'll try the TP out. He'll make it out of there. But Force Major caught by the dud. He'll go down to East Coast as well. And that was pretty much, I think that was a triple. It was a triple
buyback because they know the Roche is coming back. They need to win. They need to win the fight.
Now they're down 7k. Beast Coast just crushing BetBoom in these last few situations. And again, you cannot stress how much that financially hurts them in this sort of situation. A triple dieback at 32 minutes. Beast Coast, they're into the pit. This Rochan's going to be all there. They're going to be able to pick up the axe and bless it. May just give it to K1. I mean, K1's having such a fantastic
Definitely
game.
give it to K1.
At 8, 2, and 6, he is just completely controlling the entire momentum of these team fights. The last few Omnislashes have been dealt with fantastically. In terms of getting the connections. I mean, that last time it says Nicholas was 6 away. Notice ends up having to tank it all. Now he's going to have a Swift Slash to be able to throw out in the fights as well. They've got to get some sort of jump on this Jug, but it's proving to be impossible. How on earth do you get in on top of K1? And how on earth do you do it twice now he has the Aegis?
With the way that they charged up into that high ground, it almost feels like BetBoom have felt so much pressure to take this fight. They walked up like they have a war, but they kind of walked up blindly to go for this one. Beast Coast is all ready. I mean, now there's almost no way back into this one. The double Lincolns, they have to fight through Aegis as well.
Of course, the incredibly important game here. Loser of this will be out of the tournament. Winner getting to continue their run here at the Stockholm Major. Beast Coast 16k up. Aegis and Cheese in the hands of their cause, looking to be in a very solid position to have the chance to close this one up.
Mid lane, they're trying to go, but he has Aegis.
And burst through him, even the one. He just goes straight back towards the 3 of them. He's able to get the Swift Slash into the Omnislash straight onto the hack. A shield that got out there. One of the Lincolns over towards the hack, trying to allow himself to get out there. Goes down his ground. Really the spikes on the K1. Can they take him down? Once they can't, K1 finally falls. But the hack's out. 3 there. On the side of BetBoom. No buybacks from them. The Doom does finish off Chris. But it's 4 up against the 2 of BetBoom. Beast Coast, they'll be able to keep this push going strong. They don't need their storm to take down the buildings. And BetBoom just a Doom and a Lesh. How much of a defense can they pull together?
They can easily go for 2 racks this here.
Yep.
2 sets. East Coast, they're so damn good at team fighting. We've seen this multiple times throughout this tournament. When they're in a deficit, somehow they win these fights. When they're in an advantage, they destroy the fight. Always knowing who to jump. Especially Chris. I have to give him a lot of credit on this Storm Spirit this game too. Even though Hector is kind of dwarfing him, especially with that net worth, he's always jumping the right target. He's being so disruptive into the back lines, onto this Grim and Abaddon.
Radiant bottom down.
Yeah, 30 seconds, still knows the Hawk. Might even be able to continue.
If they want to stick around in the base for a third set. 20k on the net worth. Pour it on the mid.
Go back it up.
Well, they'll play it safe. As I say, a lot of pressure in here on this series, on this game. Everything to play for Beast Coast. They don't want to let it slip away from them.
Yeah, they can go back, pick up their 12,000 gold worth of items that they just gained over the last fight.
I think everything for sort of BetBoom from their perspective, they've got to get through that Lincolns and get some sort of incredible double Doom off. They've got to land this Grimstroke Doom combo.
But how at this point? It's so like they have to have somebody else break these Lincolns.
Yeah, someone else has to
notice. Yeah, he went for the Shadow Blade like you mentioned from earlier, so he has no way to really go for that. Easier, it feels like these Coast start these fights over and over again. They don't even have to be the ones that just start the fights. They just have to be the ones to react in the fights and just let the Storm jump in afterwards.
Yep.
They just literally stand their ground. They won't be able to get gone on it from BetBoom. It feels like if they're just there, there's no way that BetBoom can win a fight. 25 now on K1. Game completely out of hand now.
The next jump from BetBoom could be their last. They have to make it count.
I don't know how they get the Doom set up on anybody. They have to jump with the Hawk and with the Doom at the exact same time. That's really the only way.
The Hawk is the Lincoln's break at this point.
But if they get jumped out of vision, if it's a smoke jump, they're not going to be able to get that. Right now,
BetBoom to be in to try and start a fight. The Hawk's going to try.
let's give it a go.
Big charge. And here comes the ultimate from the charge. Chris does get caught out by the stun. He's starting to get pretty low. The least is one walking down the stun. Chris there. BetBoom, they take him out. They got the Doom down onto the jump. Do they look to change? They slam him down. The Hawk's able to stay on top of him for now. Oh, coming in, looking for the extra bit of damage.
K1's dead.
Down. They've done it. They got the Doom onto the jump. They'll be able to take this fight, BetBoom. They're holding on.
How did that Doom catch him, honestly? I'd have to see it again because it looked like he was okay, but somehow it ends up clipping him right after the Omni.
That's exactly what they had to do. Everything had to be on Doom in the jug. They were able to find K1. They were able to catch him. And Chris, of course, at the end of that, also committing a buyback. So now a bit of a risky position here for themselves. We'll see exactly how they got that Doom off.
What caught it, because I didn't get a glance of what hit it.
So look towards K1.
Looking at K1.
Comes in first with the ult. You see there, straight away. He got the spin off, but the Doom, it comes down.
How did they get it on him? I guess his linkage was broken from before that.
I think Seneko might have broken with the miscoil.
Maybe Seneko did, okay.
I think Seneko got the miscoil off first because he was the one looking towards him, and as I said, that leaves the opportunity for Notice to find that opening.
I'm very impressed that BetBoom was able to find out, and that looked like it was probably going to be the last fight, but live to see another day.
And as I said, the last couple of fights, Chris has been dying on the Storm. He's got to be so careful now. He can't really get away with that again unless he's ready for the rest of his team to guarantee a cleanup in the team. If he goes down, he's going to be out of the game for 2 minutes.
Doc. We'll get used up. Good pickup from Gojira. An interesting item build, but a very understandable item build that he's gone for this game, the Blink Yules. If the Hawk doesn't have BKB, he's always going to get thrown up in the air whenever he pushes the person that enrage if he's in position.
There we go, smoke time from the East Coast.
Ready to fight still.
K1's back up in a second. He'll be ready to join them from the outpost.
30 seconds on Doom.
Let's see if BetBoom can do it again. They still need to pull that off a few more times. Finding Doom on the jug or the Storm.
And that one, I'm still astonished that they were able to get that Doom on him. Because an Abaddon breaking a Jug's Lincoln at this point in the game is not something you'll almost ever expect to happen. Near 25 on the Storm. Chris, find himself a Spell Prism too.
East Coast. themselves prepared for heading towards that final set of barracks that BetBoom do have standing on the top lane.
Yeah, look at Stinger. I love this. You just see he's playing ahead of the wave, getting this aggressive vision down in preparation for this push already. Because he's maybe thinking they might jump us outside here, trying to catch us off guard.
Scanning.
Playing the high ground now. They've got the two forces they mentioned. They're trying to clear out any vision if there was here, and preparing themselves for either the top push or just setting themselves up for that next rush in about a minute.
Got to get ready to prepare. East Coast, understandably being a lot more careful about how they go charging down this final lane. Like keeping sort of that position held around Leshrac in preparation to look for the safer way out of this match.
They seem to always be very good about taking the fight right before that Roche respawn. We saw it now both games before that they were able to do that. Play in the area. Getting themselves a haste rune also. Gonna get that one to the bat. Whisper can grab people from a mile away also, by the way. Aether lens plus the headband was given to him. So eyes on him also to get some pretty long-range initiations. And they have ward vision of this entire area.
Trying to start with a chase down on the Seneko. Ult will be forced.
Shield stolen by Stinger.
To the side. Yule's onto the heart. Up as well. That's the jump always in. It is straight away in. No, it's the jump off. Towards Whisper. Back up to for now to the side. Chris will both it down Seneko. The heart. By the only stash. Go there and out of the straight away. The heart. Beats in a Gajiro. Takes down the Spirit Breaker. Notice. Still looking for an opportunity to try and get the steal on the floor. Takes full leg back. Notice taken out. The heart. That's trouble as well. Standing down with the opening. Looking towards Chris. But Chris zips off to the side. Over towards Low. Getting through the BKB. The K1 runs down. That's the job. He comes up with the damage. He gets it off. But do they have damage to bring him down after this? He's healing up the rest of Beast Coast, trying to make sure the K1's fine despite being doomed. And K1, he doesn't care about being doomed. He's trying to get back and stuck it out. But Chris goes down. Now K1's in trouble. Throw it over the side. They're trying to save the job. K1, it was telekinesis away. They were saved from the Rubik. He's running. The Mantis popped. He'll hold back to him. He tried to go back in. That was done. K1, he's not got anything else out to save him. He's going to slowly fall. Gajiro trying to get him out. But that's K1's gone. Despite his teammates' best efforts to save him, Stinger trying to throw him back to safety. But it's 3 dead on Beast with BetBoom. They did have to commit five back here. But they have a window now. 90 seconds. They know that Chris is not going to have buyback available.
And they can get Roche. It does respawn just now. Oh my god. Crazy. Buybacks end up paying off for them. Almost saving K1 though. Nice attempt there for Stinger.
Getting the jug out of there.
I can't believe how hard they commit through into the fight too. Healing Ward was down during the entirety of the Doom, but still able to stick onto him.
And that's the thing, it's sort of patience for notice. You know, holding back the Doom, waiting to, it's very, very low to make sure he gets that opportunity to get it off once again onto K1. Going to pick up the refresher here as well. We'll see if they want to hand that one over to. Okay, be done for the hack.
Right, does Doom have refresher himself? No, he's gone for Lotus Orb. Okay, so looking for ways to protect versus Omni Slash. I thought for a second maybe they give the Ags also to Seneko, but to Hawk, I mean, he hasn't gone for BKB, and they did use all the buybacks, so giving it to the corner is much more important at this point.
How much of a push they can get away with here, BetBoom.
I cannot believe how close this game is. It has become now.
It absolutely could still go either way. Whilst BetBoom had the edges and the cheese, and as we said, you know, a long time on the buyback cooldowns now. If they lose one more fight, the East Coast will absolutely have the time to end it.
BetBoom 25 on the Ursa. They have a full hex on the Lash now too, so multiple different ways now to break the Lincolns, multiple ways to control with the Soulbind as well too. Just looking carefully, you know, they did have that lead, did have K1 being so massive.
3 cores off BetBoom catching up. And indeed, the amount of sort of single target abilities and items they have to throw out on these cores, it's so hard now for Beast Coast to avoid getting caught by these lockdowns.
K1 almost has buyback at the ready, 100 gold left for the Jug.
See it from the side, they're looking to see if they can get that jump off smoke up from both teams. Making sure that they can look to get that optimal position, because Gajiro gets them from the side, he's going to go over with the charge. bit more to be had now. Whisper and K1 still continue to wait under the cover of the smoke.
Swiftly through forest shade.
It's hard to get a catch here onto the BetBoom. More than okay. A-Screen as well onto Hack in the East Coast. They'll wait it out here, not look to fight. Comes to creep waves. Bottom lane is pushed right in, so BetBoom will have to deal with that one.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Gojira, very aggressive charge through. How confident he's playing.
In terms of the buybacks, so it's about 4.5 minutes ready to BetBoom need to play it safe if they want to wait for those cooldowns. And as for Beast Coast, I think it's about 30 seconds. Chris will have his backup as well, so at least 4 of them guaranteed to have a second chance here if they do lose the team fight on Beast Coast side.
Using their vision, they get one more last charge. They're not going to continue it now. Stinger.
Try and turn. Gotta use up to Hawk. Very cautious how they choose to fight into the ages of this Ursa.
20 gold? That's all you get for killing Wraith Pact? Yeah, that should be a lot more, I gotta be honest. I think that's one of the first times I've seen it killed in this tournament. I thought it gave more gold than that.
It's a nice one here to Hack.
Yeah, I think he's gonna hang on to Whisper. He's too good versus Storm. And it's just also like the little dispel function is really useful. Also, I've been watching him in multiple fights using it versus Bulldoze. I think that's an item that's overlooked sometimes. And especially versus Storm, so making max bonus damage versus mana.
Against the Jug, K1's got pretty high mana pool with his stats, 600.
Nick was carrying both camps. You see, but a lot of pressure right now in this game, so.
We're gonna have a new gem picked up for Beast Coast.
Yep,
Hero's gonna get one out for them. Only a minute and a half left on the Aegis. Doesn't look like BetBoom will. Unless Hack wants to try something here with this last minute of Aegis, they've got to be really aware of this timer. They've got to be careful.
Hawk is the one. Hawk kind of wants them to go on him, though. He is unbelievably tanky now with this Aghanims.
This is a risk, as I say. BetBoom take a fight and start losing heroes, they won't be able to buy back.
All about the jumps, Owen. Who's gonna find that jump? And also, it's getting a bit easier too for Notice to be able to get those jumps off, right? He's got Refresher Shard.
Yep.
And multiple ways that they have to break those Lincolns. But as you mentioned, with the constant push in from the bottom wave, the momentum, they'll have to slow it down a bit. Back it up. And that will mean that the Aegis does get reclaimed. Just gotta keep eyes on the buyback. 2 minutes left for every single one of the heroes on bet.
There's almost certainly going to be a window that Beast Coast want to punish. They want this fight when the Aegis has gone on to Hack, but the buybacks aren't quite back up. This is the perfect time for Beast Coast to strike. Any kill will put them in a very good spot to take and overwhelm the entirety of the remaining left alive on BetBoom.
Bit surprised they haven't spent some of this gold. I mean, look at the current gold on Beast Coast right now. It is actually insane. They have 6,500 on Whisper. Okay. Smile. Ursa did spend some of his. He also had like 6,000 goals before. They are hanging on to an unbelievable amount right now. And Whisper, I thought maybe he would get something like Blink so they can get some initiation, but he's just really relying on his cast range with the lens on the headband and the telescope. So that's 7k lead. I'm going to erase how much they are holding on to.
Radiant's top tower is under
See how
attack.
hard Beast Coast want to push. No Aegis to worry about. Nothing there. She's on Lal. They're going to be getting the opening. This is the hard. We get the open time. Chris goes straight to the back line as well. He's on to Lal, but Lal pops the BKB. So Pike's going to connect the two of them. The Bat and the Storm leashed up. Jump forward. There's the control. They're into the Who's Stop. Vishira silenced by the Phantom. The Doom is there under the boat. But they'll get it off again. Notice. Locking down both Chris and Whisper. They have to back away.
What are they doing?
He's trying to retreat. They've limited him up. They're trying to get him back to stage, but he's in your position. They're holding him back. In range of K1 to Hack. Chunks in. He's going to beat into K1. K1 staying on top of the
Hold on,
They're saying that they'll be through out of the game. Grimstroke as well. No buyback on them. And Beast Coast, they'll keep this one going over towards the Nako. K1 back again to the Abaddon. The Nako for dead on the BetBoom. That's going to be game over for sure. It's a speed wipe here from Beast Coast. And they'll look to move over to the mid. Close this one up. As Beast Coast once again here in this game 3.
Buybacks are coming back.
The big plays. Can they really turn this. How long until the rest of buybacks are up? 15 seconds on the Ursa, 1 second on the Zoom, but the Mega creeps are out. Cheers to Neko. Safe for now with borrowed time. Third buyback coming in from BetBoom. They really do it with the 3 to 4 status in the Ursa back in Lyle. Getting chased out by K1 of the turn. Holding back with the Abyssal. He's got the control of the Zeus to Neko. He's getting burst though. He's out of it. They did get the Zoom off onto K1 to hide. Committing for the jump. Can he finish the job? Jump ball for the Zoom as well. K1 so low, but he turns back onto the hack. Takes him out again.
They've done it.
So back to close. They're locked in the